Este hombre dudaba de Dios hasta que vio esto estando en coma.
4 years ago, I was in an accident where my skull was cracked from the top to the bottom of my neck, and I was in a coma for 18 days, and I discovered that heaven was not just a location. Heaven was Him. The date was October 25th, 2021, right? I was riding an electric skateboard without a helmet, of course, because who has time for that? You know what I mean? As we rounded this corner, we were pretty much racing one another, just having fun. There's this little light bump in the middle of the road that my skateboard hit, and I flipped right off the back, and my head landed directly on that pavement. And as soon as my skull hit that ground, I immediately left my body. My friend turned around in shock, in terror, as he saw my lifeless body right in front of his eyes, and he ended up running to me, holding my body up as blood was gushing out of my ears, throw up was everywhere, my lungs had failed. And here I was now, from above. And as I looked at my body, it was so odd because I didn't feel any pain. I didn't experience any death, even though my body was pretty much dead. In fact, I just felt this like lightness, like I was just released. Like seriously, I had slipped out of a glove was the best way that I can describe what happened. And as I'm looking at my body, I knew that I would come back soon. I knew that it was all going to be okay. All of a sudden, I was suctioned higher into a light. I'm telling you, captivated by this light. And as this light brought me higher and higher and higher, it wasn't just a physical body lied lifeless practically in the hospital, in the coma, where they asked for my last will. They talked about me in past tense. There was no hope. I was in one of the worst traumatic brain injury cases the hospital had ever seen. I don't say that lightly. I'll even put up an MRI here of the scientific evidence of how cracked my skull was. You'll see there in the back that it was just jaded. Blood was gushing everywhere. They even had to drill into my head to monitor the pressure. I mean, seriously, there was like no hope, right? I met a Jesus that wasn't just a religion. He didn't look like any of these shows depict him out to be. No, he looked like love himself. Like I'm staring into the eyes of this Jesus that religion doesn't explain. And trust me, I grew up in America. I grew up in the churches. I grew up hearing about Jesus, but the Jesus I encountered was nothing like I had expected. Sure enough, after 18 days, the week of November 12th, 2021, the Spirit of the Lord sent me back to my body. But it's by His grace, it's not my own strength. I'm telling you, He is so real. And your last breath is a lot closer than you realize. And that's why I actually encourage you, give in to Him today. Say yes to Him today.